You've seen tractors, but you've never seen machines like these. From military-grade monsters to furnace company oddballs, these aren't your average crawlers. Get ready for a wild ride through 10 of the strangest, rarest, and most mind-blowing crawler tractors ever built. Some were built for war, others for snow, beaches, and even circuses? You won't believe number 3 actually existed. Let's dive into the bizarre world of trawler tractors you've never seen before. Number 1. Lennux Kletrak. The Lennux Kletrak stands as one of the most unusual crawler tractors in history, not because of its engine power or capability, but because of its manufacture. Lennux, a company best known for producing furnaces and HVAC systems, dipped its toes into the tractor market in the 1960s with a line of compact crawlers. The Kletrak was a garden-sized crawler powered by a small Briggs & Stratton 8-horsepower engine and was intended for home and landscaping use. It featured a simple design, 2 rubber tracks, a boxy frame, and manual controls that looked more like a snowmobile than a traditional crawler. Despite its basic nature, the Kletrak became something of a cult icon. It was often marketed toward homeowners who needed a capable machine for snow removal or lawn work. What makes it bizarre is its complete divergence from Lennux core business and its resemblance more to a DIY machine than a mass-produced product. Today, Kletrak's are rare and highly collectible among vintage machinery enthusiasts. Number 2. Fowler Challenger 3. Most crawler tractors stick to land. That's their domain. But the Fowler Challenger 3 broke the mold by being specifically designed to operate in both water and on sandy or muddy terrain. Built by John Fowler & Co. between 1953 and 1960 in Leeds, England, this amphibious crawler was primarily used by the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. Its main job was to launch and retrieve lifeboats from stations without slipways, particularly on beaches where traditional wheeled launch vehicles would struggle. What made the Fowler Challenger 3 stand out was its combination of massive winching capabilities, up to 38,500 pounds of pulling power, low gearing, and a completely waterproof and sealed construction that enabled it to wade into ocean surf without stalling. It used a 6-cylinder diesel engine with low torque and a very robust frame. Few tractors have had such a niche and critical purpose. To this day, the Challenger 3 represents an incredible piece of British engineering, adapted for life-saving duties. Number 3. Vickers VR180 Viger. The Vickers VR180 Viger is perhaps one of the most militaristic crawler tractors ever made, and that's no surprise considering it was built by Vickers Armstrongs, a company renowned for manufacturing tanks during both World Wars. After World War II, Vickers tried to pivot into civilian machinery and used its military knowledge to create one of the most rugged crawler tractors ever designed. Nicknamed Viger, the VR180 was enormous, with a profile and undercarriage that looked more like a tank than a bulldozer. It featured a unique suspension system very similar to those used on tracked armored vehicles, giving it the ability to travel at unusually high speeds for a crawler, up to 10 feet. It had a 12-cylinder diesel engine and exceptional torque. The tracks were also distinctively large and heavy-duty, meant for traversing difficult terrain. Despite its superior engineering and durability, the Viger was not widely adopted. Its complex design, fuel consumption, and expensive maintenance costs made it a tough sell for everyday construction or agricultural use. Today, it's remembered as a fascinating example of post-war experimentation and crossovers engineering between military and civilian machinery. Number 4. Linn Tractor. The Linn Tractor holds a special place in crawler history, not only for its design, but also for its bizarre beginnings. Invented by Holman Harry Linn in 1916, this machine was a hybrid half-track that used a flexible track in the rear and conventional front steering wheels. Initially, it was developed to help transport circus equipment across rural America, which lacked paved roads or suitable infrastructure for large haulers. The Linn Tractor's innovative track design made it ideal for moving heavy loads across muddy, snow-covered, or otherwise impassable terrain. It featured a gasoline engine and open cab design, with giant wheels up front and a chain-driven track system in the back. Its power and versatility soon found favor in the logging and mining industries. While it wasn't a full crawler in the strictest sense, the Linn's flexible track system and steering wheel combination were ahead of their time. It influenced the design of future military and off-road vehicles and remains a legendary example of early 20th century ingenuity. Number 5. Oliver OC9. Released in 1959, the Oliver OC9 was a breakthrough machine for its time. It was the first Oliver crawler tractor to feature a torque converter and hydrostatic transmission, highly advanced features for an agricultural machine of that era. This meant that it offered far greater control and power distribution compared to traditional gear-driven crawlers. The OC9 was powered by a 4-cylinder diesel engine and had a distinctive industrial look with sharp angles and a clean operator's deck. What made the OC9 bizarre was its hybrid of industrial and agricultural design paired with its advanced mechanical systems. While hydrostatic transmissions are common today, the concept was still very new in the late 1950s. Unfortunately, the OC9 never became a household name. It was expensive to maintain and complex compared to other tractors of the time. Yet its bold engineering ensured it earned a unique place in crawler tractor history. Number 6. Caterpillar 60. Before Caterpillar became a globally recognized brand, they were already building monstrous machines that turned heads. The Caterpillar 60, produced between 1925 and 1931, was one of the largest crawler tractors of its time. It featured a 4-cylinder gasoline engine that generated 60 horsepower, a colossal output for the 1920s. The 60 was mainly used in large-scale agriculture, road building, and earth-moving projects. It had a long track base, a heavy iron frame, and massive steel cleats for gripping into rough terrain. Operating the 60 was no small task. It required real skill and muscle to steer, shift, and maintain. Its design was primitive, yet powerful, with an open cab and a fuel tank that looked like it belonged on a steam engine. Today, restored Caterpillar 60 tractors are showstoppers at vintage machinery fairs, both for their size and their commanding presence. Number 7. M1 Heavy Tractor. During World War II, the United States military faced the challenge of moving massive artillery pieces across rough and muddy terrain. To solve this, the military adopted a series of civilian crawler tractors for battlefield use, labeling them under the umbrella term M1 Heavy Tractor. Most M1 tractors were modified versions of the Caterpillar D7, equipped with drawbars and winches for towing howitzers and other heavy field equipment. They were unarmored, which meant operators often worked in dangerous and exposed conditions. What made the M1 bizarre was not just its militarization of civilian tech, but the conditions in which it operated. Deep snow, muddy European fields, and even island jungles in the Pacific. After the war, many surplus M1 tractors were sold to civilians, where they went on to serve in logging, farming, and land clearing operations. Their military history and utilitarian design make them unique examples of how war influences engineering. Number 8. Kletrak General GG. The Kletrak General GG is often overlooked, yet it holds a unique place in the crawler world due to its size and shape. Unlike many of its contemporaries, the GG was a compact crawler, meant for small-scale farming and orchards. It had a narrow frame, modest horsepower, and ran on steel tracks, giving it just enough grip to work on sloped fields and soft soil. The tractor's engine was relatively quiet, and it had an approachable operator station with simplified controls. Its oddity lies in its blend of size and function. It looked like a toy next to full-size crawlers, but packed enough punch to compete in the real world. Collectors love the General GG for its small footprint and distinct Kletrak branding. It represents the forgotten middle ground between massive industrial crawlers and handheld garden tractors. Number 9. Jeep Mighty FC Concept. In 2012, Jeep unveiled one of its most eccentric concept vehicles, the Jeep Mighty FC, Forward Control. While not a crawler tractor in the traditional sense, this vehicle featured enough off-road engineering and crawler DNA to earn a place on this list. With its cab-over-gender design, portal axles, and aggressive stance, the Mighty FC was a modern reimagining of a utility crawler that looked like a military truck crossed with a rock crawler. Inspired by vintage Cabri Jeeps and the Soviet Jeep 66, the Mighty FC sat high off the ground and used a heavily modified Jeep Wrangler chassis. Its massive tires and short wheelbase made it exceptionally capable off-road, while its visual design earned it cult status among Jeep fans. Though never put into production, the mighty FC reminded the world that crawler-based engineering isn't just for farms and construction, it's part of automotive fantasy too. Number 10. BF Avery, a crawler conversion. The BF Avery Model A was originally a wheeled tractor, but over time, several owners and independent builders converted these machines into fully functional crawler tractors using Kletrak or custom track kits. These conversions weren't officially endorsed by Avery, but they became popular in regions where track traction was necessary, such as hilly vineyards, soft soil areas, or snow-covered regions. What makes these Avery crawler conversions bizarre is that no two were alike. Some used salvaged parts from military vehicles, others were hand-welded in home garages. Yet, despite their Frankenstein-like construction, many of them still run today and serve as testaments to rural ingenuity and DIY culture. You're unlikely to find two of these Avery crawlers that look the same, and that's what makes them such a fascinating corner of agricultural machinery history. And there you have it, 10 of the most bizarre crawler tractors that broke the mold and rewrote the rules. From battlefield beasts to amphibious rescuers, these machines weren't just built, they were born out of bold ideas and wild engineering. Which one blew your mind the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love vintage machines, rare finds, and mechanical oddities, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss another trip into tractor history. Until next time, keep crawling through the past, one track at a time.